This month, we are going to meditate.
Welcome to My Designed Life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to My Designed Life with Tanya MFK and our Habit of the Month series. Every month, we present a new habit, learn about it, and try to see how it can contribute to living our best life. So this month is about meditation. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard about meditation. Yet there is a lot left to interpretation to what it really is. Now, in the simplest of terms, meditation is using a technique, and there are many, but a technique to train your attention and awareness. So in its most stripped down form, without any outside beliefs, traditions, or assumptions, meditation is using some type of technique to simply train your attention and your awareness. So before we go into all the reasons why meditation is beneficial, let's first dispel some myths. So myth number one, I can't meditate because I think too much. It's me all the time. So this is that unfortunate age-old belief that meditation is clearing your mind of thoughts and creating a blank slate, which is simply not true. Okay. And what happens is we end up feeling like we must be doing it wrong, or it's just something we can't do. I mean, frankly, it turns out to be frustrating. So Deepak Chopra actually said, the nature of the mind to move from one thought to another is in fact the very basis of meditation. The thing is everyone thinks too much. Our brain thinks. That's what it does. So we don't try to stop our liver from detoxifying or our heart from beating. So why are we trying to stop our mind from thinking? That's what it does. The problem isn't the amount of thoughts. It's actually the amount of attention that we're paying to them. So many meditation practices give you tools to redirect your thoughts and focus, or even to address each thought. Thinking is not why we can't meditate. It's actually the reason we need to. So myth number two, you have to sit still or cross-legged or in some weird other uncomfortable position. Well, guess what? You can move. You can adjust, you can scratch an itch, you can stretch, or whatever else you need to do. You can also sit, but you can also stand. You can lay down. There are even walking meditations that you can do. So one thing I want you to hold on to as we go through this explanation here is that the answer is always going to be in the result, not the method. So you got to do what works best for you and what really works best for you, because what you walk away with in the end is what matters more than anything else. So myth number three, you simply just don't have time. Now, this concept alone could be a 10-part series about time, how we deal with it, priorities, and all that. But for this focus, what we want to tell you is the fact that everyone is busy in one way or another. Fact, just everyone in their own mind, their own thoughts, their own experience is some form of busy. There's an old Zen proverb that says, you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes every day. Unless you're too busy, then you should sit for an hour. As we've learned earlier, meditation helps train our focus and attention. So if you want to be more productive in all your busyness, then meditation can actually buy you more time than it takes to do. And there's no hard, fast rules that say how long you need to do it. So again, the result is what we are looking for. Does 1 hour sound impossible? Go for 20 minutes. 20 minutes sounds insane? Go for 10 or 5 or 1. 30 seconds. Start small and build up as you feel the benefit to do so. There's nothing either that says you have to build it up. This is your life. You get to design it. You get to do the things that create your best life. And if this is one of them, which I'm willing to bet that it will, if this is one of them, then you'll pick the right time for yourself and the results that you need. Okay? So, myth number 4. It takes years to learn. You know, the wonderful thing about meditation is that you can not only learn it in a matter of minutes, but you can reap the benefits in the same amount of time. Now, of course, like any skill, the more you do it, yes, the more you learn. But there is nothing to master here but yourself. I will say it again. The goal is the result, not the process. Now, for life in general, and especially those of us running a business, our most valuable asset is the mind. Exercising the ability to train and control your focus, reactions, and mental processes enables you to stay in the mindset of a leader, whether that's as a parent or partner or manager and business owner. And if it strengthens us, then we can be resilient during chaos. There is a long list of successful entrepreneurs that attribute their achievements to carving out time to meditate. There's also a growing body of studies and research that shows meditation can enhance learning, memory, self-awareness, halt negative thinking, build mental capacity and accuracy, right? Like how much we can keep in our brain and how clear we can be in putting out information, recalling information. It can lengthen our attention span, which, as you know, over years, a lot of society's attention span has got really, really short. It can actually lengthen our attention span. It can reduce stress, which we all can benefit from. It can increase emotional control and kindness. It can combat anxiety. It can even help fight addictions and help with some pain control. It can decrease blood pressure, improve sleep, which itself comes with a whole host of benefits, and even foster better relationships. We're not at our best when we're grumpy, right? So meditation can even foster better relationships. And we all have some version of that. Now, here's the thing. We don't need to run into a cave for 2 months. You can meditate anywhere. A simple focus on breathing for 1 to 10 minutes can easily get you started to reap the benefits of this practice. So you might be thinking, okay, Tanya, I'm hearing you, but how? How am I actually going to do this? Now, there are millions of books, teachers, and theories about meditation. So let's just review a few basic ways to get started with some regular meditation. First, we need to determine the amount of time you want to first commit to. From 1 minute to 2 hours, there's no limit there. You can go big if you want. I once did a silent retreat meditation where it was 10 hours a day. One of the hardest things I ever did in my life. But again, do you. If that's where you're at, do you. But there is no right way or amount of time. Just choose a time frame for your first meditation. So that is where you start. Go, what can I do? What can I commit to? I really, really advise you to go easy, to start with something really attainable. Set yourself up for success. And as you create a habit, then you can look at what else benefits you, right? But again, do you. There's no right or wrong way. Second step, get a timer. So from an egg timer to a phone alarm, use something that will notify you when your meditation time is up. And I encourage you to use an alarm that has a gentle sound to bring you out of your meditation, as opposed to the world is ending, escape now type of sound, okay? You know which ones I'm talking about. I don't think you should ever use that type of sound unless it's specifically notifying you that the world is ending and to escape now. That's for another show. Now, the alarm not only manages your time, of course, lets you know, but it keeps you from wondering, what time is it? Am I past the time? Has it been 5 minutes? Has it been 30 seconds? That's more thinking is not what we need. Okay. So let the alarm do that work for you. Let it be the one monitoring this and not you. All right. So then our next step. So first we've determined a time. We got an alarm. Now we just find a place. Now, what I want to emphasize is that this does not need to be some special meditation space filled with candles and Buddhas. It can be, but you just need to make a decision about where it will be. It can be at your desk. It can be at a quiet place in your home, to the noisiest place in the midst of the city. Because the truth is, meditation is about helping you deal with what is, not about having the perfect environment. Because the truth is, we won't always be in the perfect environment. So if we can actually learn to manage in that chaos, hey, you just chose like an advanced level. If that's all you have, then you're stepping in at like you're past beginners, okay? That's just what it is. And there's a way to do it in every situation. So will it help to have a quiet space? It could. But like I said, there's also power and strength in being able to summon this practice in any circumstance. And for some of us, that may be with cartoons blaring in the background and construction noises outside. So again, we're focused on the results, not the process. Now, what kind of meditation options do you have? As I mentioned, you have approximately 1,789,226 options. So we're going to look at 8. The first one you can do is use an app. There are so many apps. Just top of mind, you can think of there's Calm, Headspace, Smiling Mind, Aura, one called Stop, Think, Breathe, Insight Timer, and many, many more. So simply download one and try it out for your first meditation. See what you like. Another type are guided meditations. Now, in guided meditations, the experience is shaped by another person's voice, usually nice and calm. They give you instructions. Some people find this easier as it gives them a focus and we aren't entirely left to our own devices. There are several places to source guided meditations. You could even go to YouTube. Guided meditations may sometimes focus on specific outcomes as well, like stress reduction, sleep, or peace. So guided meditations can be a great option. They vary in degrees of their style type, even the type of voice. So again, that may take some research to find out what works best for you. Another way is group meditation, and these can be in person and online. So for those of us that benefit from accountability and camaraderie, you can try group meditations. And usually there are some sort of local options, but of course, like I said, there are many online groups as well. I know some subsidiary of even Tony Robinson's group, I think Tony Robbins Madonnas is what I think it's called. I'm always getting emails about their online ones. Their times don't tend to match up with mine because of where I'm located, but there are so many different types of online meditation options. And these can again range from where you're on screen and whatnot, and maybe there's interaction, to literally just showing up. You could be in your pajamas, you don't have to have the video on, and you just get to be there and be part of it. And of course, again, in person, which I have attended those as well. So look and see what works best for you. Those are really great, again, for that kind of camaraderie and accountability. It's easier to stick with it when you have people there and you can't get distracted as much. So that's a really great one. Another type is really basic. It can be done anywhere with anyone or no one. And it's really just the follow the breath meditation. This is a simple meditation of following the breath. Your only focus is to mentally watch and feel yourself breathe in and breathe out. So as you do that and you notice your mind wander, which it certainly will, you just bring your focus back to feeling your breath, watching your breath. Nothing more, nothing less. So as you start thinking about the dishes and the this and the that and the list, you just, I'm thinking about dishes. Breathe, and you're back here. That's it. And again, when your alarm goes off, you're done. Another type is the concentration meditation. So this, again, is actually very within the same category of following the breath. And it's really just, you just replace focusing the breath with focusing on a candle flame or repeating a single word or mantra, listening to a repetitive gong sound, counting beads on a mala, and so on. As you notice, it's really about focusing on a single thing. And then as you try this, just remember that your loss of focus is not a failure. As a matter of fact, it's far from it. Not only is it expected, but it's actually the very basis for teaching yourself to focus. That's the challenge. That's the thing that you're using as a catalyst to teach the focus. It's kind of like, I guess in my mind, I'm just thinking like a police training, where they're learning to like shoot things pop out and they're like learning what to do with it or not. They have to do that to train those reactions. If they just think about it, okay, I shouldn't like get scared and hurt a dog. That's not going to help. But when the things are pushed in front of them and they have to experience and work with it, that's where the skill comes in. So we kind of need that derailing so we can catch it and go, oh, that's right. I need to come back. And then we get better and better at it, right? And we learn to bring that into our everyday life. So that is the thing. It is not a failure. It's actually exactly what's going to bring you through this practice and continually get, better. So, another type is mindfulness meditation. Now, mindfulness meditation encourages you to observe your thoughts as they drift into your mind. So instead of kind of seeing it and go, oh, get back to my breath, you actually look and go, I'm thinking about the dishes. I see that. And not to get involved with them, like, and what about the dishes? Or, oh, darn it, I'm thinking about the dishes again, right? So that's judging it. We don't want to judge it either. We just see it and go, yep, thinking about the dishes, and then kind of just let it move out or think about pushing out, whatever. Just go, I see you, and now you're gone. So we don't get involved with them. We don't judge them. We just see them, acknowledge them. Oh, hey, I'm thinking that. And then we let it move on out. That is just a general, simplistic explanation of kind of a mindfulness meditation. Another kind is a specific outcome meditation. Now, there are specific outcome meditations such as compassion cultivation, which is actually one where like Buddhist monks will envision negative events and then recast them into a positive light by transforming them through compassion. So they may see something and go, oh, that's not a good thing, and go, okay, how can I send love to that? And it's a very specific type of practice for them to cultivate compassion, right? So they're practicing compassion in their mind. So when they bring it out into the real life, that is their natural reaction. So if you're looking to bring a certain type of trait into your life, then this can be a great option. So you can search for things like the basic path for compassion. They have things for love, peace, forgiveness, all different types. So if you are really set on something specific that you want to bring, there are meditations around that will do that. Another type is the breathing and pranayama meditations. Pranayama is another breathing technique, Sanskrit word for breathing, I believe. So if following your breath, like the one we mentioned before, is just kind of too vague, there are breathing options. One simple one to remember is the 3-4-5, and that's where you breathe in for 3 counts. You're like 1, 2, 3, hold for 4, and out for 5. Right? And you repeat this until your timer runs out. So that again gives you a little more focus, a little more structure, if that's helpful. You can also look into specific pranayama meditations, which are, like I said, very specific breathing techniques. Sometimes they'll require holding a nostril, same type of thing, maybe holding a breath for a certain amount of time, deeper breaths. There's so many different types. They have all different types of benefits for health, healing, and of course in meditation. So this is just a sliver of the options that you can uncover and try. But as we mentioned, there's also even moving meditation, which is usually taking one of the techniques I described above and moving it, combining it with swaying or walking or other types of movements. So that is something, again, you can look into. But the goal here is to try it. The goal is to get out and try this for 30 days. And like I said, I encourage you to start small, really small. Like, this is too easy, small. Like, that's great, all right? And then work your way up. And I would even say that you don't work your way up until after the 30 days. Make your focus now just getting in the habit of showing up. So if your meditation plan is 1 minute and you show up for 30 days, great. I think you're much better off having that than trying to do some mega 2-hour practice and you only get to it sporadically and it's off and on, and something that you know you can accomplish and go, you know what, this is an easy win. All right. And go for that for 30 days, because showing up and that habit is going to be way more powerful at this starting point than the length of time. So choose that, look at your time and your place, find your style. And then I also recommend tracking it. So give yourself a place of accountability to track your consistency, that you're showing up. And if you're feeling saucy, then you can go as far as perhaps journaling after each meditation and just keeping kind of a record of how you feel, processing that in your own brain. Journaling is a mega powerful tool that you'll hear me talk about a lot. But again, that's not required. Just show up, be consistent, and let go of any expectations and judgments. See what all the hype is about and find out if at the end of the 30 days, you want more of it in your life. So that is it for this month's habit. We show up with one of these every month and try them out together. And remember, we have all types of tools for you on the website. There's also our free habit tracker. So if you do want to track this, it's a free download that you can track meditation and a ton of other habits if you want. We put a new one out every year. It's already dated for you. You can jump right in and use that to really track and see your progress. And of course, there's a ton more free tools and resources to create a life by design and live a future that you love. So you can connect with me directly on Facebook and Instagram at Tanya MFK and at My Design Life Show, and learn more about our workshops, courses, coaching, and tools on the website at tanyamfk.com. And if you haven't already, check out our weekly show, My Design Life, where we meet with experts and review tools and practices to live your best life now. So click that subscribe and follow button and you'll be notified when new stuff is up. So remember, your someday starts today. I'm Tanya MFK and I'll see you next time.